Understood? Any doubt in the first sorting algorithm that we have seen? Clear, right? Okay. Now let's talk about the next one. So far we have seen that selection sort is not a good sorting algorithm, and it is good for understanding purpose. It is simple to implement also, but ultimately it is not solving the purpose. Why? Because the in every case the time complexity is order of n square, so not good. Okay, we want to have the optimized one, right? So whichever giving us the in worst case, whichever giving us the least time complexity. Okay, let's talk about the bubble sort. As the name suggests, bubble is there. You will understand why it is named like this. Just let's proceed. You will find it out. So what we are doing in bubble sort, until the array is sorted, you will look at each adjacent pair of elements, and if they are out of order, swap them. What do I mean by that? Carefully see this. So this sorting algorithm, this bubble sort will proceed in several passes. So there will be several passes. What do I mean by pass? Carefully first understand this illustration, then you will easily get it. Carefully see this. Let's say initially this is given to you 10, 5, 17, 11, minus 3, 12. So you will start comparing the adjacent elements. 10 and 5. Are they out of order? Yes, 5 is less than 10, right? Swap it, right? 5 and 10. So first element is done. Proceed. 10 and 17, adjacent elements. Are they out of order? No. Fine. Proceed. 17, 11. Are they out of order? Yes. Swap it. 11, 17. Then 17 minus 3. Out of order? Yes. Swap it. Minus 3, 17. Then 17, 12. Right? Out of order? Yes. So this is what you are getting. Is this clear so far? This is one pass. This is first pass. After still your array or list is not sorted, correct? Because still if you see minus 3 is there, right? 12 is there. So like this, still it is not sorted. But what is happening, carefully if you observe, after every pass, see, after first pass, the largest element, right, will come at the top or at the right. If you see 17, after first pass, 17 is placed at its correct position. Why it happened? Because you are comparing adjacent elements and you are keep on swapping. So the maximum element will keep on swapping, and eventually after the first pass, it will be placed at its correct position. Carefully see this, right? So why we are saying it is a bubble sort? Bubble means, so when you have a boiling water, right? Or let's say you have a bubble inside water, what will happen? It will come eventually at the surface of the water, right? So the same thing is happening. The largest element will come at the top or at the right, basically, right? Here top means right only. So this is the first pass. Then you will have the next pass, right? So let's read it here. In every pass, we go on comparing neighboring pairs and swap them if they are out of order, correct? In every pass, the largest of the elements under considering will bubble to the right. Is this clear so far? Right? And how the passes proceed? So we can say in pass 1, we consider the entire array from 0 to n minus 1, the entire array, right? But after that, we will exclude one element. We will exclude one element. Then we will consider 0 to n minus 2. Then 0 to n minus 3, and so on up to the last element. Clear? Let's see some more illustrations of this. So let's say this is the array given to you 5, 1, 4, 2, 8, and we want to sort it in ascending order using bubble sort, right? So carefully observe this first pass here. 5, 1, 4, 2, 8. Compare the adjacent element. Out of order, yes, swap it, you get this. Now this is present over here, okay? So compare this one now. Out of order, yes, swap it. Now 1, 4, 5, 2, 8 present over here. Swap the next adjacent elements. Out of order, you get this. Swap the next edge. So compare. So are they out of order? No, it's fine. So after first pass, this is what you are getting. Maximum element, carefully observe, maximum element is present at the right. Okay. Second pass. So 14258, start again. 14258, compare. So carefully say this. So out of order, no, still it is same. Then next adjustment, next adjacent elements. Out of order, yes, swap it. 12458. Then next, same, no change. Then next, no change. Third pass, now you have 12458. So again, you will do this, comparing the adjacent elements. If they are out of order, swap them. But you will see in this pass, is there any change happening here? Carefully observe. In this third pass, do you see any swapping happened? No, right? So when there are no swaps in the pass, we can say we are done. The array is sorted. Clear? Any doubt? Let's see one more last illustration. So pass one, compare, you get this. So grade one means we are comparing those pair of items. You get this, then fine, no out of order, then yes, out of order, swap, you get this. At the end of pass one, the largest element 37 is at the last position. Pass two, again start 10 14, fine, 14 29, fine, 29 13, yes, swap it. So now you get the second largest element at the second last position 29, right? So like this, it will keep on happening. Now in the next pass, what will happen? 14 will come at its correct position, right? So then it will be sorted. In the next fourth pass, you will again compare, no swaps, done. Is this clear? Illustration is clear. Let's see the implementation now. Okay, let's say this is given to us 51428, right? Now, and this is the pseudocode for bubble sort, right? Now carefully see, it is very simple implementation. So let's start with here. This is your I, from I0 to n minus 1, from J0 to n minus I minus 2. Okay, so you will understand why we are doing so. But initially J is also present at this position. Now, if A of J is greater than A of J plus 1, 5 is greater than 1, yes, so swap them. So what do you get? 1. So carefully observe, we are swapping, we are comparing first the adjacent elements. Carefully observe this statement. Adjacent elements we are comparing and then swapping if they are out of order. Now can I say J will be incremented? So now J will be present over here and your I is still present here. Still the first pass is going on. Okay. Now A of J is greater than J of plus 1. 5 is greater than 4. Yes. Swap them. So what do you get? This. Now J will be further incremented. I is still present over here. Right. Now 5 is greater than 2. That means A of J is greater than A of J plus 1. Yes. So swap them. 1, 4, 2, 5, 8. Increment J, I is still present over here. Because I is basically, you can consider it's kind of for pass. It indicates pass, right? Because you have to again start, right? Okay. Now 5 is greater than 8. A of J is greater than A of J plus 1? No. So no swapping will happen. Now this loop will exit and you will increment I now. So can I say this is your first pass here? This entire one. In the first pass, you are getting this thing. Yes or no? So now you are getting this. Now I will be incremented. Now I will be incremented. And your J is also again starting. J will start from here. Okay. J will start from 0, right? Okay, let me use eraser. If J is greater than A of J is greater than A of J plus 1, no. No swapping will happen. J will be incremented. 4 is greater than 2, yes. Now we will swap it. Now J will be incremented further. I is still present over here. 4 is greater than 5, no. No change. J will be incremented. 5 is greater than 8, no. No change. J will be incremented and done. Right? So this is your second pass. This is your second pass. Now The third pass, let's talk about the third pass now. So you have 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. This is your second pass. Now we'll see third pass. So if you carefully see the third pass here, your I will be incremented. Now I is present over here and J will again start from here, right? 1 is greater than 2? No. Increment J. 2 is greater than 4? No. Increment J. 4 is greater than 5? No. Increment J. 5 is greater than 8? No. Increment J. Done. Any change here? No swap here. No swapping. No swapping in third pass. Is this clear? So if no swapping in any pass, then that means what? The array is sorted now. Is this clear? Do you have any doubt in this implementation? Right? It is also simple, right? Simple to implement. Just few lines of code. Okay. So what about the analysis part? So the outer loop, how many times it is going to run? The entire length of the array. That means n, you can say, right? So the outer loop will run, you can say, one iteration of the okay, this is talking about inner loop. So outer loop, yeah. So carefully see here, outer loop will run exactly, n iterations will be there. What about the inner loop? So inner loop, if you carefully observe here, from 0 to, see, initially I is 0. So from 0 to n minus 2, right? Then in the next iteration, it will, when I will be 1, it will be n minus 3, then n minus 4, and so on. Like this, it will proceed. So n minus 1, n minus 2, and till 0 iterations. So the total number of iterations will be 0 plus 1 plus n up to n minus 1. So this will be what? N into n minus 1 by 2, right? This is what you are going to get. And if we talk about, the comparison and swapping, this is just constant, right? That will take constant amount of time. So if you see the total time, it is going to be c into n minus 1 by 2. That will come out as order of n square. That means bubble sort is also taking order of n square. Any doubt in this? Clear, right? Okay. So if you carefully observe here, when we talk about bubble sort, normal bubble sort, so in best case, average case, and worst case, in all three it is taking order of n square, like selection sort. Like selection sort, that means if even if you have a sorted array, so let's say you have something like this, and now if you apply a simple bubble sort here, what will happen? Again the same thing. First compare these two, no out of order, fine. Compare these two, compare these two, compare these two, compare these two. I will be incremented, right? Compare these two, compare these two, these two, these two. I will be incremented, compare these two, these two, these two. That means even if you have the array sorted, still it is order of n square. Yes or no? Correct? Because for every element it will run n times, and outer loop is running n times, so n into n, n square. But can we optimize it? At least for best case, can we do something? So the answer is yes. Now, how we can do something? Let's try to analyze. See the array, if the array is sorted, can I say in that scenario, even still in the first pass, in the first pass itself, no swapping will happen? Yes or no? Correct. So if the array is sorted, if the array is sorted, no swapping in first pass. This is for sure. So if no swapping is happening in the first pass, can we stop then and there? The answer is yes. Because if we stop then and there, it will not go further passes, right? It will not execute further passes. And by that, it is simply running order of n time, right? If we just stop after first pass, it will be order of n time only. Yes. So that means with a slight modification, with a slight modification, we can improve the best case time complexity for bubble sort. And let's say we are calling it as version 2.0 optimized version. Okay. What is the slight change that we are doing? It is very simple. Carefully see this. Bubble sort is inefficient with order of n square time complexity. Already we have seen. So what we are going to do now? Early termination. If no swapping, terminate. However, it has an interesting property. Given the following array, how many times will the inner loop swap a pair of item? 0 times. Already sorted. So what is the idea here? If we go through the inner loop with no swapping, the array is sorted, can stop early. And how we are going to do that? Carefully see this. We are going to use a flag, right? Initially, the flag value is false. Initially, the flag value is false. If any swapping happens, we will make this flag as true. And just after that, we will compare. Once it comes out of the first pass, right? We will first compare whether the swap is true or not, whether the flag is true or not. If it is not true, that means no swapping has been done. We can simply break it and we can break out of this outer loop as well. And it is done. No further execution, no further pass. And this will make our best case order of n times. Is this clear? This is the slight modification that we have done. We are simply checking by placing a flag over there. We are simply checking whether any swapping has been done or not, right? So this is the optimized version. Any doubt in this? See, by default, if someone asks you the bubble sort, time complexity will be order of n square in all three cases. Okay, by default. But if someone asks you, let's say in the question itself, they have framed the question in such a way that they are saying that, okay, we are using the optimized version where we are using flag or something they have mentioned, then accordingly you have to answer, right? Or maybe in the interview, if someone asks you, can we optimize it further for the best case? Then you know the answer, right? But by default, order of n square in all three cases. Is this clear? Okay, good. So what is the analysis? Worst case, running time remains same. But what about the best case for 2.2? Running time will be order of n because input is already in ascending order and algorithm returns after a single outer iteration. That means after the first pass, right? Worst case is item is in the descending order, entirely reverse. That is the worst case, right? For any algorithm, right? If you want to sort them in the ascending.